Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to 3 News Now Election Updates Edition. I'm Stephanie Haney here with Amani Abraham out in the field. Amani, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Amani, I understand that you are covering today some of the many school-related issues that we will see on the ballots across Northeast Ohio on this election day. My first question for you is, why are all eyes on these school board races?
I think what we've seen over the past year, year and a half, is especially when we talk about schools, those big issues that are top of mind, masks, vaccines, even discussions over critical race theory. What we've seen at school board meetings is those heated debates, and we have parents, kids, looking at answers, what is going to work for them in their district. And with the school board races in particular, school board members looking for a seat in their district, you're finding more of them in this election. So I believe from last year, it's about a 50% increase. We talked to the Ohio School Board Association, and they talked about how they had kind of a campaign to get more people involved in their school board. And now we're seeing that even as those hot button issues come to play, that could be an impact in that increase as well. More people want to see policy changes in their school, but there's also a lot of it appears politics getting involved, one side over the next side. And I think that's why you're seeing all eyes on these races, because, you have people who have specific ideas of what they would like for mask mandates, for vaccine mandates, and also just a wide range of school issues that they're concerned about. But in particular, it's those polarizing issues that are getting people to look at some of these races.
Mm-hmm. For the people who may not be aware, because obviously you've been reporting on this for some time, 3 News has been covering it for some time. Let's talk a little bit about what has been happening at the school board meetings over the past year and a half, especially for maybe a parent who has a child who's maybe about to be school age and might be kind of paying attention to who these candidates might be.
Yeah, what we're seeing at these school board meetings in particular is those heated discussions, those debates from those two specific, sides of the issues. If you want masks, you're maybe a little more vocal about it. Same with if you don't want masks or you want your student to choose that. So we saw a lot of that over the past year because this is, we're in the COVID-19 pandemic. So this issue impacts the parents, impacts the kids. And one of the big discussions is, how do we get our kids back to having a normal school life? It can be overwhelming, as we've seen in the past. And I think what it comes down to is, does your student have the right education and tools to succeed in life once they graduate?
And I think that sums it up very beautifully when you talk about why these races are so important. Anything else you want to add there in terms of why people really need to be paying attention to this and doing their own research on the issue?
One of those things that I noticed, and when I talked to the Ohio School Board Association, they mentioned that voters need to look beyond party lines, beyond just the single issue, and look at it as a whole. Because, for example, school board members, they're going to be serving 4 years in that district. So there's a lot of issues that may come up in the next few years. So you have to really do your research, understand what is important for you and your child, and what you want to see in your district. Because really, like we mentioned, it comes down to education and making sure that, the students are given the best tools necessary to succeed.
And Amani, we know that you are out in the field right now. Again, appreciate you taking time out of your news gathering to get your story together to talk with us and give this election update. Where are we going to see you live at later tonight as those results start to come in?
We are currently in the Riverside School District. We're trying to talk to parents and those who are going out to the polls to see of what their thoughts are. Why is it important, as we discussed, to come out and vote, as well as some school levies are on the ballot. In Lorain in particular, Lorain Schools has a levy. They are under state control. They're one of 3 schools under state control. So this levy will help them to avoid making cuts in their district. So we're going to be watching that closely as well.
Okay, we'll stick with you, Amani, throughout the night. You'll be, of course, on our platforms. We'll get your digital updates as well on WKYC.com and the WKYC app. Thanks for taking time today. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Stick with us for more 3 News Now election edition updates. We've got one more coming your way. That'll be at 4 o'clock with Marissa Sines. We'll be talking about the big topic of issue 24. I'm Stephanie Haney. I'll see you back soon.